I do have the information on the number of dogs. I was able to locate that.
Mr. Chapman, go ahead.
If I may, real quick, as we proceed. Section 6-35 of the ordinance says, any person who possesses, keeps, or houses more than 3 dogs 6 months old or over on any one property in the city shall be deemed operating a dog kennel. Then there are regulations concerning
this
dog
being
kennels.
puppies, there would be a greater number allowed.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor
Greetings.
and city council members. My name is Karen Irwin, and this is my dog Casey. We live in Plymouth, and I have attended some Oakland County Commissioners meetings in support of puppy mill awareness of Southeast Michigan after a horrible experience working at the same kennel. At the time I worked there, there was over 50 adult golden retrievers. She is licensed. It is a licensed kennel for 50 dogs. There were actually 58 golden retrievers, adult golden retrievers, 33 housed in her basement. The odor of this property is undescribable. I had to breathe through my mouth once I entered the property, and I'm assuming that some of the sports teams from Farmington, Harrison, jog by this house, cross country maybe, and probably have to smell that. You can smell this house from the road. The matting on the dogs, they're golden retrievers. They can look beautiful from the top, but if you feel their underbelly, all matted. The fleas that Jennifer mentioned, my first day of employment there, when I got home after my shower, I found a flea on my face. That night I went to REI and bought some gear and clothing protector because I had to go back to work. I have a dog, I don't want fleas. I sprayed my clothes every day before going to work. There was also a lot of overcrowding. The kennel was built originally for Cocker Spaniels, pretty big size difference. She's housing 3 golden retrievers in one run. Some of my pictures down there. The poop, I was a kennel attendant, my job, feces. One day I was allowed to pick up 2 days out of that. 7 buckets, and I barely covered 1/3 of the yard. The house, Oakland County can't go in the house. She also has birds. There are some pictures of bird cages on the back of that. Oakland County, there's an almost dead bird. That's in your city ordinances. This was 2013. We've been fighting, trying to get state action. I visited Ms. Councilmember Knoll, Mayor Pro Tem Knoll, up in Lansing, trying everything we can because Oakland County is not. Obviously, if another puppy has been sold, and it's not the only puppy I've heard about. I'd go to the dog park at Northville, and somebody just bought a new 4-month-old puppy from a Farmington Hills breeder. I know of 2. Terry Saraceno, a good one. Mickey Gabriel, don't buy there. Thank you.
One quick question.
Thank you, Bruce.
Do people have to go to the house to buy the puppies and pick them up?
Yes.
So I guess I'm just curious, when people walk into this house, are they close to it? If I'm a huge dog lover, and if I were getting close to this house and I smelled what you're describing, and I've been in homes like what you're describing, I wouldn't buy a puppy from somebody like
Correct.
that.
A lot of people do leave.
So are people, but that was my next question. Do people walk up to this home and experience it and then walk away? And then I'm wondering about who's buying these puppies given the conditions and the stench and the problems and...
A lot of her customers are repeat customers. I myself, Casey comes from there. She has been a resident, I think 2008 was the first time this started. I bought my first puppy from her in 2012 when she had moved to Holly because she was forced to move out of Farmington Hills. And then Holly wouldn't grant her a kennel license, so she had to move back. When I bought Scout, my first dog, it was from Holly. It was a new residence. Didn't know anything. When I picked up Casey, it was a much different story.
Who does the kennel license come from, the county or the city?
Oakland County, I believe. I'm not a lawyer, but I believe it would be Oakland County. I'm not positive.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Who does the license come from, Oakland County or the city for operating a dog kennel?
Oakland County.
Okay.
And I was going to say, I know that Oakland County has been looking at this operation for quite some time. This is an ongoing issue, and we need to do a little bit more checking, but I think there could be some other actions taking place right now at this kennel, and it would be a little bit premature to mention that tonight, but we certainly can look into this.
Is this the issue that has gone to the district court at some point?
We don't know. That's what
I mean, there was some kind of activity going on.
Correct.
Questions there. Okay.
And we need to get you the right information. And
So I know that there were a lot of activity and energy around it, but it is on our radar screen, and
it is.
thank you.
I'd be interested in booting it up to the top of our radar screen.
Really?
if
I
I may
have many more photos.
Mr. Mayor, if this is, and I don't know this, but if there is a case in district court pending regarding a kennel in the city of Farmington Hills.
I mean, these are disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the same kennel operation, so I don't want to get ahead of myself commenting on one when it may be another and confusing the two.
Right.
That wouldn't be good for anybody.
Wherever these photos are from, I'm not saying it's from that house, but wherever these photos are from are absolutely inhumane and disgusting.
Horrible.
Mayor, what year were those photos? Did I hear you said 2013? Thank you.
These are from 2013.
Mayor,
Yes.
don't we have other ordinance if we weren't going to get into just a kennel, but an upkeep of a house too? Isn't there something else we could get into if these pictures show this is disgusting? Wouldn't this classify as something else, maybe with some zoning
On the exterior of the house, yes.
on the interior?
The access into the inside of the house, no, unless there's a reason for us to go into the house. But if you give us an opportunity, I know that we think this is the house, that there's ongoing issues, and we'd like to report back to you, but
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, sorry. You may not be able to answer this, but if something is emanating from a house that is causing a health or public nuisance, do we then have a right to enter into that house or to make some sort of, or to do some sort of intervention to stop that health or nuisance?
If I may. The city has adopted what's called the International Property Maintenance Code, and without knowing, again, anything here, that property maintenance code does address the exterior appearance and maintenance of the yard and the building. There are also codes that apply to the interior, making sure that it meets fire code accessibility requirements and is habitable in all respects. So it depends on a lot of things, but we do have ordinances in place that address those sorts of situations. Whether they fit here or not is something, again, we have to look into. But there are ordinances. There's also the zoning ordinance, of course, that in the case that's in district court is primarily focused on our zoning ordinance. The animal control aspect of it is through the county. The zoning part of it is through our zoning ordinance. And that's what we're in district court on this particular matter that I'm referring to.
Right.
Might be the same one, I'm not sure.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and obviously we'll look and see what we have in terms of abilities to deal with this. You can.